But dude, he's so goddamn good. He's so protected. He knows where to be and where not to be. He's so composed. Like, look at that. Look at that movement. Look how he moves away from everything. So you're punching at air and you're still threatening, but you're not really hitting him, and he's making you throw punches. And occasionally you clip him with a shot as he's moving away, and he rolls with a lot of shit.
Adjust to or get used to with Pacquiao in the ring?
I mean, nobody fights like him. It's very difficult to prepare for. It took Marquez 4 fights to figure him out. You know, and Marquez is one of the fastest thinkers in the game. And he's just such a difficult guy to zone in on. I always felt like just as I was getting my crosshairs on him, he would change his rhythm. He's a very rhythmic fighter.
Joe Rogan was left surprised watching Manny Pacquiao in training, noting how intense and threatening he still appeared while preparing for a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather. He pointed out that Floyd delayed the fight for years until Manny had aged, but even then, Pacquiao still showed impressive sharpness and skill.
Get ready for Mayweather Pacquiao.
Right.
And
Mayweather just did such a smart thing, but also a devious thing. Waiting until Pacquiao was older, waiting until he slowed down, and then...
Devious is not illegal in boxing.
It's encouraged.
Yeah. In any entrepreneurial sport, devious is not illegal.
No.
Devious can be an asset.
That's how you retire with a 50.
Roy Jones Jr. explained that a lot of today's fighters no longer display the same level of footwork skill. However, he highlighted that Manny Pacquiao continues to stand out, showing outstanding mobility, quickness, and accurate placement of his feet inside the ring.
It's never stationary. Man is always on the move. You understand me? What has happened in boxing is a lot of people have lost the art of footwork. You understand me? Not many people have footwork. So if you see a guy go out and box like you'll never see in today's time too often, a guy go out and box like Sugar Ray Leonard boxed Marvin Hagler. Right. He moved around, he fought when it was time, he moved when it was time. He understood how to use the whole ring to get a victory. Now guys don't do that. Pac-Man, fortunately, is one of those guys who knows how to use the ring. So he don't stand in just one place to fight. With that being said, if his legs can hold up for 12 rounds, he's a guy.
He went on to say that Manny Pacquiao's performance ultimately relies on his ability to maintain strong legs for the entire 12 rounds, emphasizing that stamina and movement play a key role in securing a win.
Days with how things go, and with Manny being who Manny is, if Manny can get to 12 rounds, Manny gonna win the fight. If Burns can hurt Manny early in the fight and not let him go 12 rounds, he might have a chance. But Manny has one of the bigger outputs for any fighter of any era. Right. He's a guy that don't mind throwing 3 and 4 and 5 punches at a time. He's not one of those guys that won't throw 4 or 5 punches if he see it. You understand me? So that being said, the only concern I have is how will his legs hold up? Because if his legs hold up, he's gonna beat Barry.
Manny Pacquiao showcases remarkable quickness in the ring, blending rapid-fire combinations with swift movement and sharp reactions that continually disrupt his opponent's rhythm. Chris Algieri explains that Manny Pacquiao presents a tough challenge in the ring, as his advanced techniques and unpredictable approach make it extremely difficult for any opponent to prepare effectively.
Get my crosshairs on him, he would change his rhythm. He's a very rhythmic fighter. He uses broken rhythm very, very well. And yeah, adjustments on the fly, which is what I think all the best fighters in the world do. All the top guys I fought made vast adjustments along the way. So yeah, Manny's he's special, as is Floyd.
His power, where did it rank among the fighters that you faced?
Not the hardest, but also very hard. You know, Keith Thurman famously said he's got bricks for hands. It's very true. So you have bricks for hands plus fast hands, plus punches you don't see, makes him a very dangerous puncher. But he wouldn't say he was the hardest. Ruslan hit, I believe, way harder. Huge crunching power. But in terms of a guy with fast hands who has hard hands, but also punches from angles that are hard to see, very, very dangerous.
Kind of dangerous. He's facing Ruslan before this Pacquiao.
Depending on how real that fight is, and depending on what size gloves they're wearing, depending on what kind of discussion they have prior to the fight, if the fight.
Manny Pacquiao's trainer, Justin Fortune, shared that their camp has done the necessary work ahead of a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather. He expressed strong belief that Pacquiao will come out on top in the bout.
Company's been named Mayweather times. He's record by fighting basically no one's in the last 4 or 5 fights. How those fights even been sanctioned is unbelievable. So, whereas Pacquiao's never dodged anybody. He's 4 champions.
I thought Manny won his last fight. He should have been champion right now.
Absolutely.
But Mayweather's going to put his record on the line. September 19 at the Sphere in Vegas. What happens? Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather's putting a 50-0 on the line. It's not an exhibition.
Obviously, Manny wins.
What would that mean if Manny gave Floyd his first loss?
What would they made to Floyd? I don't know.
What would it mean to Manny?
You're right. Well, we just sort of, the last time we fought Floyd, his shoulder was all messed up, so it might have been a different outcome. But that's no point bitching about it.
Abel Sanchez addressed the idea of a second fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, dismissing its importance by pointing out that both fighters are now much older. In his view, the original bout already determined the outcome of their rivalry, making another meeting unnecessary. He acknowledged that a rematch could still draw attention and generate strong earnings, but questioned its value as a truly competitive contest at this stage of their careers. Sanchez also mentioned that Pacquiao's style has always been challenging to deal with, though at his current age. It's unclear how much of an edge that still provides. At the same time, he noted that Mayweather is no longer in his prime either, suggesting this situation might give Pacquiao a better opportunity if they were to meet again. Sanchez raised concerns about why the fight didn't happen earlier when both were at their peak, emphasizing how timing plays a crucial role. Despite his reservations, he gave both fighters respect for being willing to step into the ring again under these circumstances.
You with it? Do you like it or not? No.
Not me. I think that's just like some of the. Although Jake has proven to be helping a lot of our fighters, a lot of our girl fighters, but I think that that fight's gone, and they already have one. We don't need another one. If they want to do it for entertainment for the fans, that's great. Good money for them. But as far as a real thing, no.
So, someone told me this. It's a boxing person, and I asked him, like, hey, what do you think about the fight? And then he asked me, like, well, what do you think? I'm like, well, that style, like, it's always been hard for Manny, like, always, and I don't know what he can do now at this age that gives him an advantage in that. And he told me, like, look, Floyd's a lot older. I think now is the best chance that Manny has to beat.
He makes comparisons with other fighters, bringing up Terry Norris as an example of someone who developed further after a loss, suggesting that experiencing defeat can break psychological limitations. Sanchez also mentions Gennady Golovkin, noting that delaying a matchup until a fighter declines can affect how they perform. In the end, he views the bout as more about entertainment than a genuine measure of ability, pointing to the difficulties veteran fighters encounter as they age in a constantly changing sport.
Why didn't they do it 3 years before the first one? Why are they doing it now? Do it when it matters. Just like Boots, when you're talking about Boots and Xander, that's perfect. I give all the credit to both guys for taking that chance. Taking that chance because unfortunately today, the zero on your record is so important. So important to everybody, the networks, the managers, the promoters, and you become a better fighter, as Fundora has. You become a better fighter once you taste defeat because that monkey's off your back. You're not protecting anything. Terry Norris became a better fighter after he got knocked out by Julian Jackson. Why? Because the chip came off his shoulder, and he started to do things that we needed to do in the gym to become better. I think that they should have fought 3 years, 4 years before they did fight, And if we would have been talking about the second one back then I would have been okay with it because at least they fought in their prime.
Paulie Malignaggi shared his thoughts on a potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, pointing out that both fighters are approaching 50 years of age. He remarked that in today's boxing landscape, opportunities often come down to name recognition and popularity. Discussing his own career, Malignaggi expressed interest in facing the winner, noting that he has stayed active through bare-knuckle competition while continuing to pursue a return to professional boxing. He stressed the need to focus on one step at a time, with his immediate goal being victory in an upcoming BKB title fight on May 16th, which could open the door to bigger matchups. He also mentioned that he comes from the same era as Mayweather and Pacquiao, but never had the opportunity to share the ring with them. According to Malignaggi, fighters at this stage of their careers may prefer competing against others from their own generation rather than facing younger opponents. In closing, he encouraged fans to see how the rematch unfolds and expressed confidence in his current form, comparing it to Pacquiao's performance in his previous bout against Mario Barrios.
Whether Pacquiao are fighting again in a rematch, both almost 50, if not 50, I want to say they're right around 50 years old.
Yeah, man. Let's see what at this point in time, whatever's popular, if they fight, they fight. I mean, listen, I don't know where the winner goes. I'll tell you what, I'd love a chance to fight the winner. I've been active. I've been fighting in bare knuckle, looking to, see if there's an entrance for me back in glove boxing. But I have to. I think if I win this BKB title on May 16th, it's one fight at a time. I don't overlook anybody, but if I will be able to get a result there, I think I put myself in a good position to possibly get an attractive glove offer as well. So, if they're gonna fight each other, I was in their generation as well. I didn't get to fight any of them. I don't know that they'd want to fight any of the younger guys. I think Pacquiao had a chance against Barrios. Barrios is probably the weak link in the welterweight division. There's probably no other weak links left. So I think that you probably want to stay in that older guy lane. That's why I come into play. We'll see. Let's let them fight and see how.
Chris Algieri offered his perspective on the potential rematch, pointing out that neither fighter has been especially active and describing the event as a major financial opportunity. Still, he made it clear he doesn't oppose it, noting that it doesn't prevent other fighters in the division from getting their chances. He also mentioned that the fight would bring a strong sense of nostalgia, honoring the accomplished careers of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. In his view, the weeks leading up to the bout will spark renewed discussions about their past performances, something he finds engaging. Although he doesn't expect an all-out high-intensity contest due to both fighters being close to 50, Algieri admitted he remains interested and curious about how it will play out. He's eager to see what both Pacquiao and Mayweather bring to the ring in this anticipated rematch.
It's two legends / two old men who are fighting each other. They haven't been very active. It's a big money grab. I'm going to say it like this. I don't hate it because the division is actually moving. It's not like they're fighting for a title and keeping guys out of the way. They're fighting each other. They both make a lot of money. And it's going to bring so much nostalgia for both of their careers in the build-up. For those 2 months where we're leading up to Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2, all we're going to do is watch and talk about their fights. And I love that. I love that idea because I think they're two stalwarts on our sport. And in terms of them fighting each other, I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to put on a barn-burning performance, especially when they're damn near 50. But I don't know. I'm not super mad at it. I actually am looking.
Promoter Jazz Mather stressed that a rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is much more than a nostalgia-driven event, describing it as a major spectacle with widespread appeal. He reminded fans that their first encounter, often called the fight of the century, generated over $600 million in total revenue, including more than $410 million from pay-per-view, marking a showdown that had been anticipated for more than 10 years. Mather pointed out that Manny Pacquiao has remained active in competition, while Floyd Mayweather continues to train with exceptional discipline, even at 50 years old. Floyd's Floyd, Mather remarked, highlighting his unmatched skill and meticulous preparation. He added that both fighters are in top physical condition, suggesting that the rematch could deliver an even more impressive performance than their original bout. Mather emphasized that this is not just a casual event, but a major production designed to captivate fans worldwide.
Take on this. You're behind it. You're orchestrating this thing. You know, Netflix, all that. Could this be the biggest fight that's ever been streamed?
I mean, I'd say huge is an understatement. I mean, let's look at the first fight, right? Fight of the century. Generated over $600 million in total revenue, over $410 million in pay-per-view. So you're talking about a spectacle. You're talking about a one-off, something that people have wanted to see for a decade plus since the first one.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. There'll be sports entertainment in boxing for the first time ever at the Sphere. So it's going to be great.
Well, I you know, recently we saw Manny in the ring. You know, he's been active.
Yeah.
Floyd's been doing some stuff, but it's like, you know, the other type of stuff, you know, not like serious. That was a sanction.
Floyd's Floyd. Listen, Floyd's Floyd. Don't get it twisted. 50-0. Floyd's Floyd.
Right.
Floyd does this in his sleep. Floyd training.
The event is a carefully organized production, backed by a committed team, significant funding, and innovative approaches to sports entertainment. Moore responded to critics by recognizing their viewpoints, while reinforcing the significance of the fight. He highlighted both the financial magnitude and the legendary reputations of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, noting that this rematch brings together two iconic athletes performing at their peak, creating a truly historic moment in boxing.
In better shape.
You know what? They're both in excellent shape. That's why this fight is what everybody wants to see. You know, I will tell you one thing. We're gonna notice something better from their last fight because they're both on their A game. These two, they age backwards.
Well, look, you know, I saw other promoters. I think Dana was jumping on this conversation too.
Listen,
what do you think?
I think here's what I think.
He kind of had some words.
I'm gonna stop you there. Everyone has words. You know, a lot of people are hating on this. A lot of people are saying things. A lot of people are entitled to their own opinion, but as I said in the beginning, we're looking at, of course it's going to be expensive. Why wouldn't it be expensive?
At the Sphere. It's
Why
supposed to be
it'll be
extra
expensive anyway. It should be beyond expensive. Look at the names we have. We got Mayweather and we got Pacquiao. We're looking at how much money is coming in. We're not looking at how much money is going out. It's not like there were three of us sitting across the table with napkins and writing, oh, let's go to the Sphere and let's make it.
Jern Andis highlighted that Manny Pacquiao's recent bouts have helped him stay sharp, preserving his speed, reflexes, and overall stamina. By remaining active in the ring, Pacquiao has kept his rhythm, which could prove crucial as the fight progresses into the later rounds. In contrast, Floyd Mayweather has been inactive for several years, potentially affecting his timing and conditioning. Pacquiao's consistent competition has kept him accustomed to pressure, reading opponents effectively and maintaining composure. Factors that could challenge Mayweather's defensive skills and endurance if the fight extends into the championship rounds.
How long?
Damn. Yo.
When the last time he fought?
Well, he's been doing the exhibition.
Oh,
Fort.
So when was the last? We're gonna say when was the last exhibition? What was it, 10-rounder or 8-rounder?
I don't know. He been stopping everybody.
Yeah. So I'm saying I don't think he going.
It might have been like Gotti. Is that the one?
And what was he doing? Was he boxing or was he walking it down?
Yo, honestly, when I seen him against the Japanese dude, he had his high guard. And he was just walking forward.
That's what I'm saying. He older now. He ain't gonna be doing too much moving. He gonna be sharp and he gonna make Pacquiao run into something or some sharp calm. Like, watch.
Oh, so you think this ends in a stoppage?
It's a possibility, yo. I ain't even gonna lie. It's a possibility.
Sean Porter recently gave his take on the potential Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, offering a more measured perspective amid the surrounding hype. He noted that while fans and media often present the matchup as a historic showdown, the situation is more complex. Porter explained that although Pacquiao is undeniably one of the sport's all-time greats, he is no longer in the prime of his career. His recent bouts, while showing glimpses of his talent, don't fully reflect the level he once maintained at his peak. Meanwhile, Mayweather has been inactive for several years, making it challenging to accurately assess his current condition and readiness for the ring.
The hurt business, and because there are some ailments that you could encounter because of it being a hurt business, people look at it differently. And I'm encouraging people, when you do see a fighter retire and then come back, don't jump to the conclusion that fighter is broke. Don't jump to the conclusion that fighter don't know what else to do with their lives. Understand that fighter has put in countless hours and days and years, upwards to the 30 and 40. And when that person says, I'm going back to work, That's essentially what they're doing. They're just going back to work. Can't be too mad at it.
I think the main thing, I don't know how much people are mad and hate Manny, but Floyd's whole persona was, I print money. I'm bigger than the dollar.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
I got a private jet. I got a house here, a mansion here. Everything was money, 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 money. And people watch Floyd for majority of his career for him to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you lost all that money. People just want to see him
Right.
Floyd lose because of the persona he built up. Floyd Money Mayweather.
Porter explained that much of the excitement surrounding this fight comes from nostalgia and the fighter's legendary reputations, rather than it being a high-level competitive contest. He urged fans to keep their expectations realistic, noting that while the matchup is compelling from a historical perspective, it doesn't carry the same weight in terms of skill or legacy as their first encounter. In essence, Porter described the bout as a showcase of past greatness, rather than a clear determination of who currently holds the edge.
50 years old to come out of retirement to jeopardize his own, which he never really wanted to jeopardize. He never wanted to give Pacquiao his rematch. I beat him.
Yeah.
I walked away in his mind and with a record to back it up. You know, it's he has a seat at the table of the greatest who ever did it. I don't think he ever wanted to jeopardize it. And so if you're coming back having to jeopardize it when you didn't really want to, and people could argue it's not jeopardized, he'll always beat Pacquiao 7 days a week and all that. That's a different dynamic.
I don't think a rematch was needed at the time either.
Well, it's not needed now.
Yeah, but that back then, yeah.
Yeah, it's not needed now. So I think there's a difference though between, I'm fighting for money. Yes, I'm still in my prime or close to it. I can still operate at the highest level, and I'm coming back because I owe people money and I need to get back.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next time.